Good evening and welcome back to Parenting ROI podcast, where we talk about real families, real change, and real hope. Today's episode is a powerful reminder that when parents invest wisely in their children, the return will be life-changing. Of a mom who was ready to give up on her family, but found a lifeline through our program.
That's right. Her story is absolutely hard to believe when a mom has to decide, can she save one kid or all the kids? And that's
Mm.
not any place any mother ever wants to be. We're going to see her story from her heart, and it's absolutely full of redemption. So let's start by sharing her own words, and then we'll unpack it and how the parent return on investment was actually able to help her find what she was looking for. So let me read it to you. I just wanted to let you know how grateful I am for you and your program. You are literally an answer to my prayers. My husband and I have 5 children, and we parent very differently. That's not uncommon. The difference between a major catalyst to our unhappy life. Our kids grew up not knowing what to expect from us from one day to the next. So they pushed the envelope big time. Things got so bad, I felt like I was in a boat taking on water. I was bailing water, but I didn't have any help. I was ready to separate myself and my 3 youngest from the older 2. I felt like I was in a boat taking on water. I was bailing, trying to change my behavior and theirs, but my husband wasn't helping to bail at all. Not because he didn't care, but because he didn't know how. Without both of us bailing together, the boat was going to sink. I had to decide, do I go down with the boat or abandon ship and swim for shore? Can you imagine that? Having that decision to make? Well, I didn't have enough life jackets for all of us, she says. I felt like I had to sacrifice some to save the others. It was no easy decision, but I couldn't allow everyone to perish. We were drowning in resentment and anger, all of us. It was just awful. Fortunately, we were already signed up for the Empowered Parent Conference and the weekend program, so I held off on making any huge decisions until after. Thank God I did. My husband has seen the light. We are finally working together to save our family. This program gave us direction, it gives us accountability, and the focus on love, affection, and positive strokes and no arguing speaks to the heart of what I believe in. What makes this program different from other parenting classes, and it's the continued support. You told us if we would follow the book, stay accountable, consistent, and come to support, you would be there for us. You were. The very afternoon we left camp, my oldest decided to test the rules. He lied, tried to deceive me when I held him accountable. He went into meltdown mode, but one of your black shirts, those are volunteers, other parents helping parents, had already texted me to check in. I had just updated her when the meltdown hit. Within 10 minutes, 2 black shirts walked through my front door. A third was on the way. They helped my son see that there's hope for a changed family, but he has to do his part too. One of them said, "You have no idea." One of the black shirts said, "You have no idea what kind of a family you've just joined." And that's exactly what it feels like, a family that helps us, guides us, and stands wherever we need them, behind us, beside us, even in front of us. It gives true meaning to the adage, it takes a village to raise a child. She continues, I know the Empowered Parent Conference and the weekend aren't a magic pill. We've got a long, hard road ahead, but now I'm hopeful. I'm optimistic. I believe we will succeed in restoring peace, love, and happiness to our home. For that, I am eternally grateful. She signed it. Sincerely, a mom who believes again. with no place to go but down. We were able to give her the hope that she didn't have to do this alone. What do you say, Mr. Denver?
And Glenn, that's so important that the program that God gave you to process to help families. Um, you created the village. God gave you the vision, and I'm just thankful that I was able to be a part of that process to help create the village with you and help these parents parent better and to create godly families. That is what our intended goal is, and that testimony is quite powerful. I mean, quite powerful. You
Amen.
can hear and feel the desperation in her words, as well as the transition of her family from successful, all because she decided to seek help and was determined to change and save her family. She was determined and had every intent on doing it. And this is what the families we want. We want parents who want to parent, who are ready to rise to the challenge and do what they're supposed to do.
Denver, what she described is exactly the reason that we built the Parent ROI, return on investment, because when parents invest in structure, when they invest in love and accountability, the return is generational.
Her story shows what happens when a family starts making deposits spiritually, emotionally, and rationally. You got to have a plan. You got to have a process. You got to be willing to put in the time and effort. And Glenn, that's what happens. A lot of parents say they don't have time. They don't. They prioritize everything over their children. But our program is designed to bring that focus right back to the family, and to the parents can invest properly and do exactly what they say they're going to do, and then they'll come out with success. And that's why the spiritual component is important, and the emotional attachment is also important.
Absolutely. So let's go step by step. First off, she invested in the parenting plan that we helped develop for her and her family. Hey, this is not a cookie cutter approach.
Amen.
This is specifically for the family and the place they find themselves right then. She and her husband had to get on the same parenting page. Sadly, most parents come to us with totally different parenting styles, and that has to be corrected. The kids also had to completely understand the rules, boundaries, and what the consequences were going to be should they choose not to follow the instruction. She simply, mom and dad, chose to follow the book. She showed up for parent support, which is absolutely the key for our success. And when her son did test the system, and by the way,
Yes.
most of these kids will test the system. We warn parents, be prepared. This is a honeymoon, and we all know honeymoons end. The support showed up just like we said it would. It's a return on investment any parent can absolutely be happy about, because this particular case, it was quick return. It's not always the case, though. Sometimes you're going to go for weeks and months trying to figure out, does the kid really get it? I'm telling you, if you don't give up, we believe everything is possible.
And Glenn, I think what the most important thing here, when you look at it, is the village. Our village consists of parents who have the same experiences dealing with oppositional children.
Mhm.
They can come to us without judgment, and they come to other parents who understand exactly what they're going through. And that gives them hope, because they know they're not just as screwed up as not a screwed up parent, and that there are many parents who have issues of the same capacity, and they can glean from what those parents did to help their families thrive.
Guys, we believe in this so strongly, what we're teaching you right now. We want the rest of the world to know what we've learned in over 2 decades of working with strong-willed kids. What we plan for 2026 on is that you never have to get to where we are talking about today, the process that we're talking about today. It's just too hard. If we can get to the young parent with children that are 10 and below and head off the war that we know is coming, I'm telling you, You will be so blessed. And that reward will not be momentarily, it will be for a lifetime, even for eternity.
And Glenn, I want to encourage parents because it's just this important that you invest the time and effort in your family. It's certainly worth it. And I would say to you now, until next time, stay faithful and invest and remember what it is you have to do to accomplish the mission. The processes that we teach are consistent and they're persistent and it will help you through every phase of your parenting journey.